Hey guys, what's good? This is DXP right here today. And today, I want to talk about something different. So, little backstory. Today we are talking about This War Is Mine. No, This War of Mine Final Cut Edition. And I gotta say, I just finished playing this game like yesterday, and ooh boy, this game was something else. Alright, a little bit backstory, alright? So, sit down real quick. I recently purchased a PlayStation Plus Extra, subscription about a month ago into this recording. Yeah, it was about a month ago. And while I was exploring the various options of games on the store, I happened to stumble across this interesting game. And I played it for 3 hours straight. I gotta say, this game is goddamn heartbreaking every freaking way. Alright, so let me just get to the rundown. The main premise of this game is survival. You're trapped inside a besieged city, cut off from supplies of food and medicine from the outside world, right? You're on your own throughout the duration of each playthrough, each campaign. All of the footage that you'll see during the duration of this video was footage of decisions that I made throughout my 3 hours of playtime, and I freaking suck at this. I'm not even gonna lie, I suck at this game, but you know what? It was an experience, and it was my experience, and I'm grateful to have it. So, let's get on down to this. This is This War of Mine, my experience. We start off at day 3, because my recording skipped day 1 and 2, but there's nothing interesting to happen during those days. We were introduced to Kata. I'm not gonna lie, I can't really pronounce any of them, their names correctly, so I might be butchering a little bit, but, I try. We were introduced to Kata, a former reporter, Bruno, a former cook, and Priev, a former football star. I started off scattering resources from the Shout House, the closer scavenging location to the shelter, finding nothing but screws, parts, and wood. However, no food, which I soon learned is extremely hard to come by in this game when you're completely not familiar with this game's fundamentals. Anyway, Katya comes back, and I thought the search was decent for my third run, until, well, this happens. Yeah, this was my first raid in the game, since I absolutely suck at this and didn't realize until after this recording that I can board up the windows and such. Expect me to learn nothing from the entire duration of this playthrough, I'm sorry. Moving forward, I decided to build a bed on the 4th floor because I noticed that my characters were getting tired. Another mechanic that I underestimated how much it affects everything. Because when your character's tired, they're going to walk at a snail's pace. And that's not a good thing when you're outrunning bullets. Anyway, day 3 is where I'm introduced to everyone's favorite dealer, Franco. Just kidding, I hate Franco. This guy is so freaking stingy about everything in his inventory. I don't even remember if I bought anything from this guy this entire run. Screw Franco. The night of day 3 comes, which means it's time to explore more locations. Since Katya has been carrying a team by scavenging on night 1 and 2, and Bruno's tired as a snail from, I guess, cooking or something, they left Pierre to be tonight's scavenge man. So I sent him to the squad to look for some food, meds, and literally anything useful. Armed with only a bandage, I set Pierre on a mission of his life. There, we met a homeless painter by the name of Gracier. I think that's how you spell his name. Like I said, not good with names. I'm gonna butcher them a lot because I think they're all European. Don't care. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try. And this is the point in the game where my kindness takes over my entire survival instinct. Because a part of me realized that food was going to be a scarce necessity in this game, as it's likely going to become hard to come by in the days advance further. However, another part of me thinking about the possibility of Garcia dying due to the lack of food, and I had the chance to help him. Of course, I didn't have any food on Pierre for the moment, so I left the squad with what I scavenged and vowed to return to the squad, and I'd like to give Goichi the food. Flash forward to day 4, and I read more about Katya's storylines. He's reminiscing about her friends, family, etc. Where's her career before the events of the siege happened? Honestly, I like these parts of the game. It's a nice touch the game does to humanize the characters we play as. But other than that, that's about it. Honestly, nothing happens here. I use the radio, but it's honestly the most freaking useless thing in this entire game. I don't recall it ever helping me once during my 3 hours of playing this game. It just says random stuff. Like, occasionally, some days, you'll have some story updates on the events happening outside the city, but so far, that's all the use I got out of it. Like I said, I think it's the most useless item in this entire game. Actually, scratch that. Something interesting does happen. So get this, a pair of kids looking for medicine from their dying mom knocked on the door, and I just couldn't not help them, so I gave them one of our pill bottles. I figured I'd find more, plus we have another one anyway, so I wasn't too conflicted on the decision. Nightfall came, and I picked Bruno as our scavenger. I promised to return to the squad to give Garcia some food, and I kept my word. I gotta say, it was worth it, because as thanks for the food given, Garcia actually led me to a crate that contained alcohol and jewelry, so yeah, hey, being nice had its benefits in the freaking apocalypse, basically. Skipping ahead to night 5, I took Katya to the quiet house to scavenge, and this is where I went into the most morally challenging experience in this entire game, thus far. Robbing the elderly. No, seriously, I didn't even want to do this. This actually freaking sucked. I was actually just thinking of just leaving them alone. They had another pill bottle, but I decided against taking it from them because I didn't want it. I didn't want to take it from them. I was like, I don't want to steal from these old people. But, I'm sorry, they needed more than I did. Plus, the letter in the upstairs addressed to their grandchildren made me push more in the decision because I didn't want to do that. It seemed immoral too much for me. Ugh, so, I decided against it. Thus, I walked away with screws, broken pills, some food, water, and herbs. Overall, I think it was a good scavenge without hurting anyone. Night 6 arrived, and I sent Katya to the garage. Seriously, she is carrying this team. Like, I feel like I used her all the freaking time. No wonder she is freaking tired. Anyway, I arrived at the garage and was immediately stopped by a matey who forbid entry and asked for food or medicine for his father. I didn't have much to trade with him, so I snuck around to the roof of the garage and tried to sneak around him. It went quite smoothly, actually. He saw me go up the roof, but he didn't do anything about it. He just looked at me and just walked off somewhere. But then I met the gated door. And this gated door in particular requires a saw blade to cut through it. And if you didn't notice, I don't have a saw blade. But guess who does have a saw blade? Matey. So guess what I did? I jumped back down to ground level, walked up to Matey, and traded him a piece of raw chicken for the saw blade that he was selling. I proceeded to use that saw blade to cut through the door and sneak past. By the way, that saw blade, it broke immediately upon use. Like, wow, what an investment. Great item, guys. Like, stupid. Actually, you know what? A lot of items in this game really break after you use them, so maybe that's just game mechanic. But God, it's so annoying. Anyway, I say it was worth the trade. I found another pill bottle, more chicken and fruit and veggies, some lock picks, diamonds, and other useful materials. Unfortunately, the dawn caught up to Katya because I couldn't make it back to the shelter before 5 a.m., leaving her unavailable till day 8. So, yeah, rookie mistake, but lesson learned. Around day 8 or 9 is when I started running into issues with another one of the game's tough mechanics, Desperation. I'm still not 100% sure what causes, but based on my understanding and reviewing footage, it seems to correlate to events that happen when scavenging. I noticed it on Katya immediately when she came back from running the old people in the Quiet House location. The same one occurred when the garage happened. So, it seems like taking stuff from people-filled locations is the main source behind the mechanic's appearance, which made the next few days much, much harder to deal with. With that in mind, we arrived at 9/11. Night 11. The night that I freaking hate a lot, because it was very guilt-tripping indeed. It's because this location is the supermarket, and the supermarket had an encounter I literally could not have done anything to stop it. For fans of the game who are familiar with the supermarket, well, you know what I mean. It's not a good sight. Let's just say the soldier does, something. Not good things. Can I even say this to YouTube? No, I can't. It's bad. That's all you need to know. It's really bad. There's nothing I could do. Keep in mind, the soldier has an assault rifle and I'm completely unarmed. It doesn't take a genius to realize this is a great combination to get freaking killed. Like, no. Bad idea. So I did what I came here to do, and I left. I felt terrible, but this was literally the only option I literally had. There was no other way around it. Man! Day 13. I'm surprised I lasted this long my first playthrough of the game. I honestly expected myself to die like day 4 or something. Anyway, on day 13, Pierre traveled to the central square. It acts as like the trading hotspot. Here you can trade your belongings for medicine, food, alcohol, literally everything in the game, I think. I'm not quite sure because vendors were not letting go of the prized possessions without me giving them, like, everything. So I just straight up left. Night 14 came, and Pierre was once again the lucky scavenger. Katia was oppressed, wounded, and hungry, and Bruno was at death's door from his injuries. So we checked out the shared school, and this is where I almost had a close run-in with death. You see, this school was overtaken by rebel militiamen with assault rifles, because why the hell not, right? Trying to trade with them felt like a lost cause, because their greed of a freaking pill bottle and food was too much, so I just took another approach. I stole from them. It didn't go so well, because after stealing benches and water from literally one of them right in front of them, well, I engaged in close combat and nearly died. Seriously, let the footage itself tell you what happened. It was quite something. Skipping ahead to night 16, and I still remember this night well because this is where my freaking playthrough went to hell because of my 3 stupid rookie mistakes. So, let's just do this. I went to St. Mary's Church with Katia. For some stupid reason, I didn't notice the menu saying caution advised and figured it was another trading place. Well, I went there and went in the basement. I opened a door to a living space where a woman freaked out and ran upstairs. I figured since she was gone, I can just grab an item or two from her private inventory and nothing will happen, but well, something happened, and it wasn't the outcome I was expecting to happen. It was, honestly, wasn't something I wanted to happen. And just like that, Katia was dead. The character that carried his entire playthrough met her end in the most stupidest way possible, and it was literally all my fault. I gotta say, I wish I could rewind that night and do it differently, but there is no such option. This game, like in real life, there are no do-overs. With Katia's death, I knew this playthrough was over. Pierre was completely broken and refused to react to any of my controls. He was starving, sick, wounded, and tired. And he was done for. And Bruno wasn't in much better shape. Remember when I said earlier that this playthrough was killed by 3 stupid rookie mistakes? What's upcoming was the 3rd and final one. And for some bizarre reason, I decided to send a severely injured Bruno to the same church where Katia died. You might be wondering, why would I do that? I have a great answer to that question. I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. Seriously, reviewing this footage right now is making my blood boil, because this was a stupid idea that I should have realized. However, past that, I clearly had something on their mind, because, well, Night 17 killed my playthrough. With Bruno and Katya's death, I just knew there was nowhere Pierre was going to make it any longer. It was saddening to know that my prediction was correct, and the game was over. Played this game for 3 straight hours, and I have to say, this game was phenomenal. That's a word I don't use very often to describe games like this, but this game absolutely freaking deserves it. This game is a giant morality crusher. It basically takes everything you think you know about survival and completely reverses it. Curious, I looked up how long I had until the ceasefire day. It was day, around 42, 45 with them. So I wasn't even close. I think I had to 18, so it was like a quarter of the freaking way. It was... Still, it was almost half, but I don't think I would have made it that long. Still, I'm proud of myself for making it this far with no knowledge of the game whatsoever. Furthermore, I would love to give kudos to 11-Bit Studios for making such an amazing game. They knocked out of the ballpark with this one. It's something. Maybe one day I'll come back to this game and try to survive the full 40 days until the ceasefire. It'll take a lot of luck and skill, but I think I might be able to accomplish it. Regardless, I'd like to thank everyone for watching till the end of this video, if you're still here, and I'd like to thank this game for being an amazing experience. My name is DeadXP, and this was my personal experience with the game, This War of Mine Final Cut. Thank you for watching.